Today we're told a lot about masculinity. We're told that it's about being the alpha giga chad and getting all the women and being jacked and being the breadwinner. We're told that it's a role that you take on. But there's also those out there who tell us that it's actually totally subjective, that it's completely made up, while also being completely evil. That to be a man means to be this domineering, evil creature, hell-bent on destroying the lives of all women, and that you need to do everything in your power to not be a man. But what is masculinity? Why should we even care about the topic at all, let alone be either a giga chad or a self-hating man? Well, if you're at all interested in topics like this, then be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Men and women are different. I know, it's crazy, but it's true. You can really see this when it comes to physical differences. Men are generally taller, have faster muscle growth, our metabolisms are different, but also it's not just physical differences. We can see a clear difference in the way that men and women go about life, the way we think, the way our psychology is developed. It's not just like hair color. There is a real difference between men and women mentally. Now, the interesting thing about human psychology is it isn't automatic. It's not like an animal where, a dog knows to run around on four legs and wag its tail and bark and do all the things that dogs do. Same with monkeys. They swing around from trees and do monkey things. Whereas humans, we have the amazing power of choice. We can choose to either be harmonious with our nature or in discord with our nature. We can take on all sorts of unhealthy habits that aren't good for our bodies, like smoking, drinking, gambling. We can do all sorts of things that aren't good for us. And the exact same thing goes with the way we come about the world as either a man or a woman. And so when we're describing someone as being masculine or feminine, what we're getting across is that person is in tune with the fact that they are either a man or woman. And so masculinity isn't just a collection of superficial, shallow habits or lifestyles like being a lumberjack, being ripped, having a beard, or anything on a shallow level like that. It's something much deeper. The best way to think about masculinity is that it's a psychology. It's a way you come about the world. Things like being a lumberjack or being muscular can show that psychology. They can encapsulate that way of coming about the world, but that's not the essence of it. That's not what makes someone masculine. So there are a lot of things that we can sort of intuitively feel about what it means to be a man. Things like the man of action, a man with a plan, a guy who gets things done, a guy who doesn't sit around, unsure of himself, unsure of what to do, a guy who knows how to take care of himself, the people around him, get things done, which you can encapsulate with the idea of efficaciousness. He's capable of getting things done. And you can see elements of this throughout all of men's psychologies, the interest in tools, the interest in work in general. When a guy's working on something, suddenly all the other guys want to know what he's working on and how he's doing it. There's a lot of these stereotypes that I think are stereotypes for a reason. So you can see why maybe being a lumberjack would feel like the essence of masculinity, because it's a guy getting out into the world and getting things done. He's cutting the wood, he's building the shelter with that wood, or building a fire, or whatever. He's getting the physical necessities of life taken care of. But when you see it as a psychology, as something much deeper than that, you can see that a guy working really hard in an office to get things done. Maybe he's not being super physical, but he's still getting things done. He's still using his mind in order to create something of value. So masculinity should be thought of as a psychology, as a way of coming about the world. There's an excellent definition of psychological health from Nathaniel Branden, who's a noted psychologist, who says that a healthy psychology is basically one that's in tune with the facts of nature, that your mind is equipped to understand and handle life, as opposed to an unhealthy psychology, one that's not in tune with the world around it, that one that's not equipped to handle life. So of course you can see how this applies generally to psychology, but I think it also applies equally to the psychology specifically of a man or a woman. Is that man or woman in tune with the fact that they are either a man or a woman? And so that's why I would say the value of masculinity is basically your own psychological health, and therefore the health of your life in general. The more in tune you feel with your own body, the more comfortable you're going to feel with your body, the more comfortable you're going to feel with yourself, the more comfortable you're going to feel living your life. Again, there's so much that this can apply to in life. It's not just about a certain way of dressing or being a lumberjack. It's the whole approach you have to life, the way you carry yourself, the way you address other people, the way you treat yourself. And at its core, I would say that it's how you feel about yourself. When people talk about masculinity, they usually present it as something that primarily has to do with other people's view of you, that it's about being the baddest, coolest guy in the room and showing everybody up and being the alpha, or being the leader or the breadwinner. And sure, how you treat other people certainly comes into play, but that's not what masculinity is primarily about. It's primarily about your view and your relationship with yourself, because it's your psychology, not just a role that you're playing in order to affect the opinions of others. The reason why so many men out there feel the need to show off or compensate is because they don't have this kind of relationship with themselves, because no one teaches them this. No one teaches them that what it means to be a man is to have a certain level of confidence in yourself as a man. That's a relationship with yourself, not with other people. Your relationship with other people being affected by this is a consequence, not the primary. And so masculine confidence starts with building a healthy relationship with yourself as a man, as being comfortable with your body as a man, being comfortable with your psychology as a man. When you feel that need for action, when you feel that inclination to do things, to be productive, to get things done, feeling comfortable doing that is what it means to be a confident man. So later down the line, when you do actually start being around people, when you do take the action, take the initiative with a woman, when you ask her out, when you decide where to go and to take her out, feeling comfortable doing that is what it means to be a confident man. And that comes as a consequence of building up a healthy relationship with yourself as a man. Well, that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed this topic. If you want to hear more on this topic, if you want me to do sort of a deeper dive into this and explain it a lot more, then please leave a comment and let me know. If you liked what you saw, please leave a like, and if you want to see more of it, think about subscribing. I hope to see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.